All right, I had a conversation with a friend of mine not too long ago, like about 15 minutes ago, and we got into discussing a Bowie knife that he's having custom made for him, which I think if you're a Bowie knife aficionado, you should always, at some point, get a custom knife built. There are great ones out there that are production knives, but to get what you truly want, you're going to have a smith make it. If you want some recommendations of a good smith, let me know, and I'll put you in contact with some people. But what we're talking about today, and what we talked about in our conversation, is the Spanish notch. Now, this is a Ontario bagwell. I am too poor to afford a real bagwell, and unfortunately he's passed away. So the real genuine bagwells have gone up in price faster than gasoline has in the last 2 months. So let's talk about this little notch here. On most knives, larger hunting knives, fixed blade knives, this notch is referred to as a choil. The choil is there so you don't mess up the plunge lines or your ricasso, or scratch your guard up when you're sharpening it against a stone. It makes getting a smooth, easy draw down the blade as you sharpen it makes it better. But this is not a choil. This is a Spanish notch. It's much larger than a choil. If you can see, I can fit the entire portion of a pen through that. This is to facilitate catching blades. Now, unlike Renaissance daggers that you would frequently find referred to as blade catchers or blade breakers, or specialized mangoshes, nomenclature changes depending on who's writing the paper, so we're not going to worry about that. But what we are going to say is it's a knife-shaped object with lots of holes in it so that you can easily lock it onto the other person's sword and take control of it, not break it. Swords are made much better than that. But what this notch does on a knife, and specifically a knife with the right kind of guard, this notch works with the guard. And if you notice, it's slightly below the guard, not exactly in line with it. And the whole purpose of it is that as a person starts to pull their blade out, see how the knife automatically kind of falls into that notch? And now you've got pressure on that knife, and you can quite thoroughly lock it in. Now, it's not a magic trick, though on a really, really good one, it will act as though it is a magic trick, because the angle of the guard will guide a knife right into that notch. You'll even see some where it's open just a little bit more and at an angle, so that when a knife comes in and you block it, you parry, that knife is going to drop right into that notch. And it's going to give you the ability to twist this knife out of the other person's hand. When it's in there, it is quite secure. It's not a gimmick, it's a real thing, and it works, but the design has to be perfect. And even then, when the design is perfect, it might not work, because dueling with a knife is very chaotic. So it's a really cool little bit of Bowie knife use in history, and my personal opinion is I think that Bill Bagwell did this the best, and he kind of repopularized the notch on knives. Do you need it? No. Can you still catch a blade with a properly designed quillion? Absolutely. You lock that in there with no problem. But it is definitely nice to have. And, if you're going to spend the money on a custom fighting Bowie, that, come on, let's be honest, we're going to take out and show it to our friends, because, I mean, who gets in Bowie knife duels on the Savannah River anymore? Come on. But if you're going to spend that money, go ahead and spend the extra and get that Spanish notch. It's tradition, and yeah, it works. So, take care. Hope this clears this up a little bit about just what that is. Have a good one, folks.